Yeah, and I guess if the kids are happy, you're happy, and it's important, isn't it, when you're settling into a new country?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was a good experience for them. They're all settled at home now. Mrs. is happy too, so just got to get them to school, and then we're all but done.
Yeah, it's like summer now as well, isn't it?
It's beautiful weather. So much.
Yeah. Have things at the club and outside the club pretty much matched your expectations?
Yeah, it really has been a breath of fresh air. The boys have been really welcoming. We've had a really good a couple of weeks of training. We've been ripping in. Training, the coaching staff's been awesome. So I've really enjoyed the first couple of weeks and just looking forward to getting to the games now.
Were you glued to the TV on Monday like the rest of the country, wondering when you can start to do things as a family?
Yeah, the boys are starting to chat, challenge what we can and can't do in in a month or two. So it's a bit of a lot at the end of the tunnel, but it's all good for us.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll get to experience the Craven Park atmosphere soon as well.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I'm hoping we can do this year. Just we're just going to control what we can control, but hopefully that'd be awesome to play in front of a crowd.
What are your thoughts? First thoughts on the stadium? Is it just an old-fashioned English stadium?
Yeah, it was like a snow rink when we first got in. But no, it looks good, nice and compact. It gets pretty windy here, so it's going to be a bit challenging getting used to the conditions, but we'll be ready for it.
Yeah, and you've got that first friendly, haven't you, before the season starts, so that'll be a good chance for you to get acclimatised to the...
Yeah, definitely. 2 weeks away from this weekend, so just about working hard until then and building some combinations.
And you obviously joined a team that finished bottom last year, but are you impressed with the squad from what you've seen in training?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got a great mix of youth, some really hard workers. We've got some real fit blokes in the team at the moment, mixed with a bit of power there with Corbs and Albs coming in, so it's exciting times for us.
I'll put you on the spot. Has anyone stood out in particular in the squad?
Probably, I really like the looks of. I don't even know how to say his name. Probably Minicella.
Oh yeah. He was very good last year.
Yeah, him and Dino have been really impressive for me so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited about what the season holds now? You're over here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just excited. Just 2 more weeks away till we start playing a bit of footy, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
And you got the fixtures for the first couple of rounds. Is there anyone in the Catalans or St Helens squads that you're looking forward to coming up against?
Yeah, I got a couple of mates in the St Helens, in the Catalan team. Jimmy Maloney's over there. Dean Foddy's just signed over there as well. Sammy Casso. We're going to have our hands full for come round 1, but it's the first 2 rounds really going to give us a good opportunity to see where we're at as a team, and really looking forward to it.
I think I saw Manu Mao on your Instagram as well, who you'll know from the Eels. Will that friendship be put to one side and you'll get stuck into him on Derby Day?
Yeah, all the time. He's a great mate of mine. Our families are very close, so he's just helped us settle in along with Skids. But yeah, like I said, once he gets onto the field, there's no mates on the field at all.
Good stuff. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Drew, have you got any questions, please, mate?
Did you watch the All-Stars game on Saturday, Brad?
Yeah, I did. I was up nice and early watching that game. Would have been good to see them go in extra time, but didn't even know that was a rule, to be honest.
Would you like to see the concept continue? Obviously, it's gone on for a couple of years now, and it seems to be getting better and better every year. Yeah,
100%. I think it's you don't realise how much it means to our people to represent our culture, and it goes for the Indigenous boys as well. It's honestly probably one of the best weeks I have in camp for the last years when I was there. So I think it'll be awesome for them to take the game over to New Zealand, hopefully to watch that.
And are you looking forward to playing at Magic Weekend up in Newcastle?
The boys were talking about that Tuesday. So the boys are all buzzing. I'm not too sure what it's all about yet, but I'm looking forward to getting up there and giving it a good crack.
And just on your international ambitions, obviously you've represented New Zealand and the Cook Islands. You played for the Cook Islands last. Is that who you hope to represent at this year's World Cup?
Yeah, for the Cook Islands, I've seen a lot of the boys I've seen Jerome Luai talking about wanting to make waves for Samoa, and and myself and Alex Glenn are very similar for the Cook Islands. We'd love to get our best squad in the park. And if we do, I honestly believe that we can have a bit of a momentum shift like the Tongans did in the 2017. So that's definitely our plans at the moment. Hopefully we're going to get the okay about the World Cup still going ahead and that sort of stuff. But our plans to try to field our best team and make some waves from there. Yeah,
there's a lot of potential for the Cook Islands, isn't there? Obviously, we've seen Tonga rise up through the rankings in the last couple of years, and obviously Samoa are getting a lot of players selecting for them now. Do you want to do the same with the Cook Islands, and you're very proud to play for them?
Yeah, 100%. 2013 was the last World Cup we were in for the Cook Islands, and it wasn't very successful for us. You know, we did have a decent squad there, but you know, we found that it was like a disappointment and like a failure for us. So obviously we want to get through the year, have a really good year playing club footy, but the end goal is to try and get our best players playing for us for Cook Islands. You got players like Valentine Holmes, Joey Manu, Chance Nickel Clockstad, Dylan Napper. We've got loads of players that are eligible for us. So that's definitely a goal of ours to try and get our best squad on.
Thank you, mate. Nice one.
Dave Craven, got any questions, please, mate?
Yeah, now then, Brad, Dave Craven from Yorkshire Post. Yeah, just a quick one. Obviously, you've got a variety of positions. Are you concentrating on centre, back row? What's going to be the case this year with you?
Yeah, I'm not too sure at the moment. The last week and a half, we've had a couple of niggles like all over the place. So I've been playing in back row, in the halves, and in centre. So just training around all those three spots. For me, it's just mostly about getting used to how everyone plays, learning our plays, learning our sets, that sort of thing. I'm just a footy player, so pretty much I can play any position for the team wherever Tony needs me. But yeah, I'm just been mixing around all three positions to start the last couple of weeks off.
And obviously, Ryan Hall's come back from the NRL. We all know what he can do over here. He didn't manage to get a try over there, which everybody's texting Mick about. But looking forward to seeing him back in action in Rovers colours. Yeah, for sure. He's been really impressive, actually. He smashes all the bloody scores in the cardio. He's running really well. He's a real strong carrier of the ball. So I'm sure if I'm on his side, I'll look after him with a couple of tries here and there. Brilliant. Cheers, thanks.
Who we got next? Joe Needley, got any questions, please, mate?
Hi, Brad. Joe Needley here, serious about Rugby League, the website. Yeah, just a couple, really. The Castleford friendly that's coming up on the 14th of March, I mean, not only might you and the lads spoil the party for Adam Milner and his testimonial, but also it could be another friendship renew because you're up against Suhi Matagi, your former Parramatta teammate.
Yeah, I was just actually talking to him the other day. I didn't even know he'd gone to Castleford. I thought he was at Huddersfield, so I'm still getting used to the loan system and like how that sort of works. But and even the testimonial sort of side of things, I've never really experienced that over in Sydney. So yeah, it's all new to me. But I'm just looking forward to get out there in 2 weeks and playing footy. It's been a while for me, so yeah, hopefully I come across him on the field and can give him a little shot or two.
Well, we surely appreciate that. But also, you also mentioned earlier how your teammates have impressed you. I mean, what about Tony Smith?
Yeah, he's been awesome. Yeah, like I said, he just welcomed me straight in. Sort of had our relationship sort of kicked off straight away to seeing each other. I think we've been texting back and forth while I was over in Australia. So it's been awesome to be under him, Magsy and Hodge, and I'm really looking forward to just keep learning off them and get ready to play.
And just finally, final question from me, Brad. How far can you and the new signings take the Robins this year? I mean, maybe even a top half finish? I mean, everyone's been writing you off.
Yeah, I love that everyone's writing us off. No one gives us a chance, which is awesome. But the only thing that matters is the people in between our organisation, and we've been ripping into training. I've been watching the boys train from overseas as well. They've been ripping in. And the first week and a half or two, like I've really, really liked what I've seen from the boys. So I'm really looking forward to the season and hopefully we can surprise a few people.
No problems. Cheers, Brad, and all the best.
Martin, you've just joined us. Do you have any questions for Brad, please?
Yeah, thanks very much, Luke. Yeah, Brad, good to see you, mate. Welcome to England. I trust you've settled in a bit by now. I'm just wondering, looking ahead, it's a World Cup year, mate. Now, I just wonder how you feel about it, whether you're going to make a bid to play in it, and how you think it might go.
Oh, I've just answered all these questions, but I will answer it again for you.
That's great.
Now, we're looking forward to obviously having a good year for club footy, but a goal of mine and Alex Glenn is to get the best players playing for Cook Islands Rugby League, whoever's eligible. And yeah, I've rattled off a few of the boys that are eligible in Valentine Holmes, Charles Nickel Clockstad, Joey Manu, Jordan Rapana. We've got a lot of players that are eligible. So our goal is to try and get our best team on the park at the end of the year and make it the wave that sort of Tonga did.
Right. Do you go back to the Cook Islands very often, Brad? Are you a guy who goes to your sort of ancestral homeland?
No, I do love getting back there. Obviously, the pandemic and that sort of stuff stopped us from going back last year. But last time I went back was in 2017 before the last World Cup. So whenever we get the chance to get back there, I love to take the kids back there and show them our culture and bring them up from that sort of stuff.
It always sounds like an idyllic place to me. Is that how you describe it?
Yeah, it's paradise. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Okay, mate. Thanks very much.
Cheers, bro.
Right, so I think that's everyone. So it's the same as last time what we did. Gary Carter has asked if we can embargo some of his answers for later tonight. So Gary Carter just going to jump on now, and anything that he asks, we'll just keep those questions on embargo to the releases.
How are you, Brad? You all right?
Good, thanks, bro.
How big a decision was it, or otherwise, to make the move over to the other side of the world for you? Did you have to consult your family and everything when you were sort of weighing it all up?
Yeah, 100%. I got 3 kids and a missus, so it was a big decision. Having to pack up your family, pack up your home, and bring them over to the other side of the world was tough, especially in the pandemic that's going on. So it was a big decision, but I think for my footy career, it's definitely probably the best move for me at the time.
Did you have any options to stay in the NRL at all?
Not on the table. There were clubs that were keen, but the process itself was just taking a bit too long, and we finished the paying year finished at the end of October, so there was 3 months there where it wasn't getting paid and that sort of thing. So it's hard when you got to provide for 3 kids. So the decision for me to come over here, not only footy wise, but to look after them, was the best decision for myself.
So you went a couple of months without pay, without having agreed to move to Hull KR, is that right? Just putting the timeline together.
December I agreed, so I would have been probably about 2 months there.
Blimey. Just on one of the players that you used to play with, have you had a chance to catch up with Mossy at all since you got to Hull KR?
Yeah, he came in on Tuesday, so I was buzzing out. I haven't seen him for ages. It would have been over probably 8 years, maybe, I reckon. So just to see him and to see him in such good spirits, he's looking really healthy and fit, and it was just awesome to see him. Just to see his big smile again, it was just great to catch up with him, go for a coffee, and just have a good chat with him.
There's a big move now to sort of make sure he's all right from beyond this year, because he's out of contract at OKR this year. I mean, are you sort of willing to sort of get involved in try and make sure that he's all right for future life as well?
Yeah, 100%. He I think just that little gesture like that round 2 where I think all proceeds are going towards Moss, just little things like that, even a foundation that's been set up for him, I'm pretty sure. If there's anything that we can do as players, hopefully, once his restrictions sort of open, we can get some fundraising and some dinners and those sort of things to help raise money for him. Anything we can do, we'll be willing to help him.
Can I ask about Cook Islands? What's your family connection? Is it your parents or grandparents that were born there?
Yeah, my dad, Cook Islander, Louis, and my mum's Māori. So, but I was born in Australia, so that's where my background is.
Right, and talk to me about the qualifying game in America. Was it just basically you sort of flying out to America? Did you sort of have to pay your own way to go and things like that?
Nah, the Cook Islands government paid for us to get over there. I think it was a bit of to and fro about whether to send us over and that sort of thing. But, we had a great coaching staff. Tony Iro was, he's our coach, so very experienced coach. And we only had a real young team that went over. There's only probably a couple of us with NRL experience, but that's what we want to do is play our best players and give these young Cook Island kids, something to aim for. We want, the next generation coming through want to play for Cooks and not thinking that it's like a side gig. If we can get the more games we can get playing for Cooks, I think the more beneficial for the game.
It was played at university in Florida, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what was that like? Was it played in a stadium or just like on one of the training pitches at the uni and stuff like that?
Wasn't a stadium. I think it was just one of their fields, really. And it was freezing. It was probably colder than it was over here. There was a gale wind. It was torture, to be honest. So it was probably one of the ugliest games I've ever played in. But it was just good to get the W, just to get us qualified for the World Cup. That was the main thing, is just getting over there, getting the job done, which we did. Now we can look forward to the end of the year, hopefully. Despite
the surroundings and the conditions and everything, the way the game was, did it feel like a massive achievement when the final hooter went? Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Cook's missing out on the 2017 World Cup was disappointing. So just to qualify us for the World Cup, that's a stepping stone for, for getting all of our best players coming over and playing for the Cooks and making their little country proud. Have you got a list of players that ply the trade over here that can play for the Cook Islands that perhaps haven't already? Yeah, there's a few. There is a few over here already. You got Tia Rona, Adam Tangata, Zeb Taylor's just retired, but never know. Might be able to get him out of retirement if we needed him. Dom Peyroux over in. Oh, he's gone to France now. Yeah. I can't remember who else, but there's a few over here that have played for a long time for Cooks. Probably haven't played since the 2013 World Cup, a couple of them. So, like I said, if we can get all the NRL boys on board, Super League boys, I think we can really give it a rattle. And are you sort of playing almost like the part of recruiter, really? Like you're sort of having a word with players that qualify, saying, look, play for the Cook Islands sort of thing, rather than sort of hold out for perhaps like New Zealand, Australia, but play for the Cook Islands because you're better playing than missing out on the World Cup. Yeah, I just think it's probably better for the World Game, to be honest. If you've got more teams who are competitive, look what Tonga's done, look what Samoa, the team that Samoa can field. Obviously, you've got the big heavyweights in Aussie, New Zealand and England. But if you have more of the best players playing in the internationals, it's only going to make the game bigger. So that's the point of view that we see it from. Myself and Alex Glenn have put the word out to our boys to see what they're thinking, show them what we can do, like the team that we can field, and mostly all of them are real keen on it. So it's just about getting a few things in place, guarantees and that sort of thing. But if we can get that, I honestly think that we can field a great team and give it a good crack. Brilliant, Brad. Cheers. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Cheers, Brad.
Right, guys. So we'll just move over to Gwilym now. At Humberside is the last one. So there'll probably be a bit of repetition in some of the questions and answers, because obviously he needs to get his exclusive. So feel free to jump off, or you can stay on and listen. Gwilym,
cheers, Brad. Thank you. All the best.
Cheers, Brad.
Cheers.
Morning, Brad. How are you?
Good, thanks, Brad.
There'll be a bit of repetition because it's a radio interview. Yeah, I'm from the BBC, by the way. Okay. Right, let's start then. Let's start at the beginning. How did the connection to Hull Kingston Rovers come about?
Yes, I was off contract last year, obviously. I actually got a message from Skids, Sean Kenny Dow, just asking what I was up to, what I was doing for the next year. He said that if I was keen, he'd let Tony know that I haven't signed anywhere yet. So I just went from there. I spoke to Tony on the phone. Just got to understand where the club was at, where it's going, his vision, the team, that sort of thing, and we went from there.
So what was the catalyst for you leaving the NRL?
Like I said, it's just probably the process was taking a little bit too long to try to find another club. My manager's doing a great job. He was doing a great job looking and that sort of thing. But like I said, it's just about supporting my family. I have to provide for my family. So footy-wise, looking after my family, it all just made sense to come over to Hull KR.
Were you disappointed not to be able to stay where you were?
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. No, I wasn't. I was a little bit disappointed, but I did make peace with it very quickly. I've been at Para for 6 years, made some great friends. Coaching staff was awesome. BA, got nothing but respect for him. We had a great relationship. So we all left on good terms and that sort of thing. And it was just a great opportunity to come over here and build again from Hull KR.
Being a professional sportsman, I suppose it goes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a business these days, so every player knows that. It's a business. That's how it is.
In terms of Hull Kingston Rovers, when you got an approach, did you do your homework and what did you make of it?
No, I actually didn't. I don't watch too much Super League. I watched half of the final. That's probably the only game that I watched last year. So I didn't do my research and that sort of thing, but I didn't need to do my research, to be honest. Once I spoke to Tony, I knew Skids, I knew Kane Lynette, Mossy Masso's over here. So I just talking to the boys, their visions, the coach's vision, that's all I needed to hear, to be honest. So might have finished last year, but we're looking forward to changing a few perceptions of us this year.
For many players, that might have been a consideration. Was it for you, the fact that they finished bottom of the shop?
Nah, it didn't. It didn't bother me. I didn't even know that we finished last, to be honest, until I got over here. So I seen the recruits that they'd signed before that I got here too. Corbs, Alba Vete, Ryan Hall, plus some of the boys that are already here. It's really exciting for me, to be honest. I want to come over and be a leader. And help build this club up where it deserves to be. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
What are your expectations from the season?
Well, the first 2 weeks I really liked what I've seen. I think that the Pommy boys too, I haven't seen, it's going to be different for me because, if you go to a different NRL team, all the boys and that sort of thing. And over here, I'm going to have no idea about any of the Pommy players that we're playing against. I'm still getting used to how our boys play and that sort of thing. So it's all big, it's all fresh for me, which I'm really enjoying. So it's just a fresh challenge for me.
And your first impressions?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Great coaching staff. We're learning a heap under under Mags, Tony, Hodgie, and even Stan. They're doing a great job with us. Our days are real tough. They're really tough. They're very similar to the NRL training. So first impression has been great. I'm just looking forward to building the next couple of weeks and getting into that game against Castleford.
You've brought your family across. That's a big new whole adventure for not only yourself but your kids and your wife.
Yeah, it is. It was great for them to experience snow as soon as we got here. The kids loved it. They thought.
What was the reaction?
Oh, they were swimming in it. They've got no jackets on. They're just jumping everywhere. So we thought, oh no, it's going to be. My missus was a little bit worried, but I just said, don't worry about them. The snow's going to be gone in a couple of days, so let them enjoy it, which they did. I'm glad that it's gone now so that we can rip into our training.
Well, of course. Your training conditions pre-season are very different to what it's like in Australia.
Yeah, they are. I actually like training here better because I wasn't a fan of the sun, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. If you're cold, you can always put some clothes on. If you're too hot, there's a point where you can't do anything about it.
That's it.
So Hull Kingston Rovers, iconic club, and the fact that there's two clubs in one city and very close together, has that hit your expectations and your understanding of the rivalry?
Yeah, I'm sure that's to it. I probably won't understand the full brunt of it until we actually get to the game week or until we're playing against them. So I'm more fresh to it, and I'm just looking forward to the experience.
Talk about Mossy Masso, friend of yours. Terrible, terrible thing that happened to him. What's your reaction to it?
Oh, it's just great to see him. Like I said, on Tuesday, it's the first time I've seen him since I've been over here, and just to see his big smile again. He's looking really good. It's the same old Mossy that I knew 10 years ago. So it's just great to see him in great spirits, walking around and those sort of things, especially coming from this time last year, the news that he got about not being able to feel anything under his neck. So it's just great to see him in great spirits. And I'm really looking forward to hanging out with him again during the year.
Was it a surprise to you that he adapted and had so much resolution to try and get back walking when everybody said he never would?
To be honest, no. That's Moss. He's always been like that. He's always been, the big friendly giant off the field where he's just so happy. He's always willing to help people. That's just Moss. And to be honest, it's no surprise for me that he got back to where he is now, and hopefully he can keep getting better and better.
Yeah, it kind of focuses your mind in on what could happen. Rugby league's a very, very dangerous sport, isn't it? Or can be.
Yeah.
In terms of injury, you never know quite what's coming around the corner. Tell us about your game. What are the pluses and what are the minuses, would you say?
Probably the fact that I can play a range of positions. Probably an older head with a lot of experience. We've got a lot of young boys here who are just starting out, really. So I'm just looking forward to lending my experience to them, helping them out wherever I can. And on the pitch, I'm just looking forward to just playing footy, I guess. New conditions, new team, new comp. It's all fresh to me, and I'm really keen to get out there and test myself against them.
What's your preferred position?
Well, I play most of my NRL centre, so I'll probably say centre. Centre or 5'8", I guess. It's probably where I'll do most of my work, I guess.
Would you be against, having to fill in the back row if you had to?
Yeah, I can play back row, and I'm happy to play back row as well. So that's probably the luxury of having me in the squad. I can play any position for Tony. Wherever the team needs me, that's where I'll be playing.
One of the players that you know from the NRL, Kane Lynette and Sean Kenny Down and people like that, what have they told you about the club and the expectations and what they want?
I think those boys were here last year, so obviously it wasn't a successful season for them. But they're just happy as that they've recruited a couple more players to help them out. Experienced players as well. Hawley's bringing some great experience. Corbs has been around a long time. Albie's been down the Melbourne system. So we're all coming from really good systems, good experience. And it's just exciting times, to be honest. They didn't win too many games last year, so we'll be looking to turn that around this year. What
are your first impressions of Tony Smith as a coach?
Great coach, great manager. He's a mate of ours. Really close. Always speaking every day. So far, what I've seen, the coaching staff have been great, led by Tony.
And how's the training gone? Have you found it comparable to the NRL, harder or about the same?
Yeah, the days are, when we're training, the days are really long. We're getting plenty of work done on the field. When it's not on the field, we're doing wrestle. We got con weights, machine conditioning. So the days have been tough, but it's been really good, enjoyable. Yeah.
What about the experience of going to a whole new bunch of grounds, iconic places like St Helens, Wigan, those sort of places, Leeds? Does that sort of get the juices flow for you?
I'm more excited about playing out here, to be honest, at the Craven Park. I know we're going to have to do a little bit of. The boys had to travel every week last week. They were telling me, so
yeah,
it's going to be good to be able to get our fair share of home games, because I think the travel is actually quite far from what the boys are telling me. So like I said, I'm just looking forward to playing against different players that don't know how I played. I don't know how they play. Different experience with the crowds and that sort of stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, of course, the pandemic and COVID. It isn't normal times, is it? It's very different.
Yeah, it is different. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel with those dates coming out, so hopefully they can be stuck to.
What about the concept of Magic Weekend? Because they don't have it in the NRL.
No, well, we did have it in 2019. We had that was the first time we ever done it up at Suncorp. So the boys were talking about it on Tuesday, so it's going to be interesting once hopefully we're sitting in a good spot on the ladder and we can go up there and really rip into that day.
One thing that you will be experiencing in this country, which you don't have in Australia, is relegation and the jeopardy of sort of losing your spot, which changes everything in terms of players' contracts and things like that. Do you find that very strange?
It is strange, yeah, it definitely is. And to be honest, I don't even think about it when I come over here. It wasn't until Corbin said that they had relegation, just because I actually didn't even know about it, to be honest. So it's going to be different, but hopefully we're not down there. We don't have to worry about it. We've got the squad here to be in the finals, and that's what we'll be aiming for. Of
course, every side and how they go is predetermined on the injuries that you get. What do you feel about the depth of the squad?
From what I've seen, I think we've got a lot of players who are pushing for spots. In almost every position too. So that's only a good thing for us. Coops has done a great job with our squad. I think we've got basically everyone training on the field. I think we've got maybe one or two injuries, maybe one injury where one of the boys can't train, but others with the full complement on the field, which only makes it better for training. We've got full 13 on 13 on the field with subs. Some teams aren't as lucky as us to be in that position, but we're going to keep making every day count.
Who's made an impression in terms of the training that you've done so far? Who have you thought, I'm going to see something there, particularly amongst the young boys?
Well, Crooksy was actually at Para in 2015 with me, so he's improved massively since the last time I saw him. He's been great. He's a great talker, fit, strong, fast. So he's stood out a lot. George Lawler, he's looked really good, as well as Minchella. So those two boys have stood out for me in the middle, where they're just hard-working blokes. Even Dino, I'm not too sure his last name, but Dean's doing a great job on the right edge there. So we've got a lot of boys who are impressing me at the moment, and hopefully we can keep it up.
What about the likes of Matty Smith and Will Tate? Matty Lewis. Start that again. What about Matty Lewis and Will Tate as young boys looking to get into this squad?
Mikey Lewis, Brad.
Mikey
Lewis. Mikey Lewis.
Yeah, he's been good. He's in my group. He's in my group at the moment. So me and Mikey getting along really well. He's a sharp little thing there, and he's definitely one of the players that I'll be looking to lend my experience to. Just help him out in the field whenever we're playing next to each other, whether it's kicking game management, those sort of things. But he's a sharp little fella, and I'm really looking forward to watching him play.
Well, he got some good players. I mean, Adam Quinlan's had a terrible time in terms of injuries, but he's a jack in the box from the back, isn't he?
Yeah, he was at Para with me too, I think 2015 or 16. So it's good to see Quinny doing really well over here. Just hopefully we can all stay injury-free and really give the comp a good shake, because if we can stay injury-free, sky's the limit for us.
World Cup at the end of this season, and does that excite you?
World Cup, yep. Certainly does.
And hoping to play in it?
Yeah, we're hopefully we can get our best team on the park, where myself and Alex Glenn are trying to get our best team on the park for the Cook Islands, getting all the players that are eligible for us, and fingers crossed we can do that.
What about your expectations? You've had to go through qualifying with the Cook Islands to get into the World Cup. How did you find that adventure?
Yeah, that was different. It was just a good experience to get over to the States and get qualified for the World Cup. That was the first step. And then now we've got 2 years. We had 2 years from 2019 to build our best team, and hopefully we can get all the boys on board come the end of the year.
Well, the likes of Samoa and Tonga shaking it up. Do you think the Cook Islands can do that, at the end of the year?
Yeah, 100%. Well, Tonga showed the way, really. I heard Jerome Luai talking about, want to build the best possible Samoa team, which is really exciting as well. But Cook Islands can do the same. We've got a ton of NRL experience playing in the NRL, few boys over in the Super League as well. So, if we can get our best squad in the park, I honestly think we can give it a real good shake.
Regardless of what happens, it's such an experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But, just to be able to represent our country, a small country, we don't have too big of a population over there. So, to get our best team on the field and represent our little country and make them proud is what it's all about.
What does it mean to the people of the Cook Islands to have an international side on that bigger stage?
That's probably the buzz for us is wanting to make them proud. It's only a small country, small population, but we've got a lot of NRL players playing. So that's the exciting thing, is that we can actually have a team to give the bigger team a shake, give them a challenge, and that's what it's all about. Like I said before, the more competition and the stronger the players that are playing in internationals, it only makes the game stronger. So if that's another number in Cook Islands being real strong, then it's only better for the game.
And keeping fit, of course, is everything, isn't it? How has your fitness record been in the past? Have you had any serious injuries?
No serious injuries. Touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood. Hopefully, yeah. Stay fit. That's fantastic, Brad. Thank you very much.
No worries, bro.
Right, cheers,
Luke,
brother. Yes.
can you send me a picture, please?
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. Right.
No problem.
Okay.
Cheers,
thank
brother.
you. Bye bye.
Thanks, mate.